Hey everybody, Zero Senpai here, and today we're gonna go reincarnated as a slime, episode 9. And to start us off, we got a pretty long recap. Sadly, it took up a good portion of the episode, but it covered what we saw last episode about Milam's origin story, and just of it being, she had a pet dragon or companion dragon, clone of her dad. She was very good friends with it. It got killed by a selfish king trying to take control of Milam's power. Milam, in her rage and sadness, grief, and madness, killed the king and destroyed the entire kingdom. After doing all that, she absorbed all the human souls and became a demon lord. However, it also became so with that power that she got, she also brought back, not she, but the power in a sense, brought back the dead baby dragon back to life and became, sadly, since it had no soul, no sense of self, it was just the chaos dragon that was destroying everything in its path. Milam, even though she was sad about it, she sealed the Chaos Dragon away, her best friend, and that was the first thing she did as a true Demon Lord. This is a good story to get everyone up to stuff. To us, it's a recap, but it's still the same thing in the light novel where he explained this story to everyone else that didn't hear it the first time, which was everyone except the Cabal trio of Cabal, Guido, and Ellen. And now I'm going to talk about basically what happened in the light novel, because it's a good portion skipped. It's a pretty cool part. So Rimuru tells them about the story, how this is how they're going to resurrect Shion and everybody. Everyone starts celebrating. Everyone's happy. Rimuru's back to his old self instead of being like, before he found this out, where he was like so sad, sullen, so he was so shocked. Everyone's happy now. He's back to being confident. Especially Rimuru's like, this is gonna happen. We're gonna bring Shion and everyone back no matter what. And before we get to the next part, Rimuru asks everyone for their opinion on farmers, and about humans in general. And he received a lot of feedback, with the key point being that farmers will not be forgiven. They will not be forgiven no matter what they say, no matter what they offer, no matter what they want to do. They will not be forgiven for giving them this tragedy, for killing their innocent civilians for no other reason than just selfish greed. And, however, they also said that based on their experience over the last few months and everything, over the time frame that this series has been in that world, they know that they're good humans too. That it's not just farmers being evil. It's not like, oh my god, farmers is bad, which means all humans are bad. No, they know there's still some good humans out there, and that they're still like, they didn't close their hearts. They're still opening up to making sure, like, yeah, there's still some good humans and everything. However, farmers will not be forgiven. And they're also good people out there. And Rimuru is happy because he was scared. He was scared that all this anger, hatred, fear, regret would drive all his family members, all monsters, to basically close their heart to humanity, making it so the nation he wants of humans and monsters living side by side wouldn't happen. And and also mentions that, because of this, they still adhere to the advice Rimuru gave them. And like I said earlier, they still consider the idea of living side by side with humans very seriously. And like in the anime, Rimuru mentions that he loves them all. He loves every single one of them like they're his family. Because in his past life, he mentioned that he never had someone like this. He hasn't had like a relationship of people that are close to him like these people are. So he considers them an extremely close family. He loves them all. And he would do anything for them. That's how close they are. I found it really cute. So, and also he talks about next in the anime part, he announces that he's going to be a demon lord to everybody, and how he talks about how the farmer's army will be nourishment for him to evolve. That's the end of it. No matter what, they are going to just be fodder for him to evolve into a true demon lord and everything. And after that, we get to basically, he talks about how he was a human in his past life who reincarnated as a slime. I thought it was so cute how, like, he was talking about his journey. He was at first, he was alone. He had no one. He was in a cave. He couldn't see anything. He could only sense things. Remember, before Veldora gave him his powers to see and stuff, and he was just there until he met Veldora, his first friend. Then he left the cave and met the goblins. After that, the Star Wolves. After that, the ogres. After that, I think before the ogres, he met Kaiju and everybody. Then he met the ogres. Then he met the orcs. And now, like, he has all these people he cares about, all these people that have impacted his life, and they're all his friends and allies, his family, and he is so happy that he's with everyone here. That's why no matter what happens, he will bring Shion back. He'll bring Shion and everyone else back to make sure his family is full again. And it's really cute, you know. And as he's saying this, he also talks about how he made the rules because he was a human in his old life, and he wanted to, being a human in his past life, he wanted to mingle with them. He still wanted to be like, he still wanted to interact with them, be close to them, because that's who he was in his past life. It's really hard, especially since he still has his memories from the past life. It's still hard to alienate yourself from the people that you were. Like he just can't. It's who he is, how he's lived. He didn't get born into a slime body with being a slime. He got born as a human into a slime body, and that just affects how he thinks and everything. He thinks he as a human, but while with the capabilities of slime. And that he talks about like regretting it now would not change what's happened, and that he never really wanted to hurt anyone at all because of the rules. The rules being like, be friendly to everyone, don't hurt humans. You know, the rules we learned from season 1. And Rimuru talks about how like if he just came back earlier from Ingratia, this all might not have happened. If he was just a few seconds faster, if he said goodbye to the kids like just a few seconds faster, like giving the president and everything, and then he teleports off, and immediately instead of trying to do that little walk, then he put a main time. But then everyone starts saying that. Well, Shuna cuts in and says that he's not to blame. He's not to blame whatsoever. They are to blame because they were relying too heavily on Rimuru to protect them. In the light novel and anime, this Rimuru, he describes it perfectly. He says that when Rimuru was disconnected, when they couldn't communicate anymore, he was panicked. He was like, I don't know what to do. He was so lost. And he says that's the biggest problem he faced right now. That he grown so dependent on Rimuru that when he disappeared, nothing. He was just so shocked. And he regrets immediately. He says, yeah, if only I was better at this, if only I could like stand proud after being disconnected, this might not have happened. He blames himself for it. And then it turns into a blaming game. Rimuru comes in and he's like, no, it's his fault, and he's the town security and everything. Then Geld comes in and says, no, it's his fault for not keeping an eye on the road. And then Goldpill's like, man, it might be my fault. Like, I was the one who's like, you know, making fun of them and egging them on. And everyone's just saying like, oh, it's not your fault, it's my fault. It's not your fault, it's my fault. It's not your fault, it's my fault. It's like a blaming game and everything, except everyone's trying to take the blame for themselves. And like, Rimuru was like, wait. Aren't you guys mad like that I put my feelings first above everything else? Like, doesn't that mean I should take the blame? And Hakuryu puts it perfectly where it's like, the fact that Rimuru put his feelings first is not the reason why this happened, nor is it the reason why it's a problem in the slightest. The reason this happened is because everyone there let their guard down, and that they were weak. At the end of the day, they were all weak. They couldn't fight back against the weakening barrier, and even being so weakened, they couldn't fight back against the humans that raided their home. And it was their own negligence that allowed the scoundrels to have their way. And he put it perfectly because everyone agrees with them. It was their own weakness, like in their hubris of being so strong, of having Rimuru as a backer, they let themselves get caught in the trap. None of them ever thought that a barrier would come up. None of them were prepared for something like that. None of them could have, in a sense, expected it. They were all like unconsciously relying on Rimuru to solve all the problems they had. Because I'm pretty sure when the barrier came up, they're like, okay, Rimuru's gonna come, he's gonna save us. But sadly, he couldn't because he was busy. We saw almost getting killed by Hinata. In all honesty, so yeah. And Rimuru also talks about how like Rimuru is their one and only great leader, and no matter what he wants to do or whether he'll be making friends with humans or anything, whether he becomes a demon lord, they will follow him to the ends of the earth. No matter what, it's like, Rimuru, if you want to destroy this world, we'll help you do it. If you want to save the world, we'll help you save the world. No matter what you decide to do, all of us at this table will follow you to the death. That's because you are a great leader, and it's pretty cool. It shows how loyal they are and everything. I thought it was really cool. The anime really did cover it perfectly. And Rimuru also asked as well if it bothers them that he was a human. Like that is like, are you guys sure I was a human in my last life and this incident was caused by humans? Everyone's like, aren't you just Rimuru? Like you might be a human, but you're Rimuru right now, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. Even Goppa's like, but Rimuru, great Rimuru's great Rimuru. And she was like, Rimuru, we don't love you because you're a slime. We don't love you because you're a past life human. We love you because you're a Rimuru. And Rimuru is the one that we love. And it was like, he got so happy. We saw he was blushing. He was like, it shows that everyone there just loves him for him. They don't love him because he's the most powerful monster in the world. They don't love him because he's a great leader or slime. They love him because it's him. They don't care what form he'll become in. Whether he becomes a human, a slime, one of the animals or monsters he absorbs, the moment it's Rimuru, they love it. And that's the end of the day. And it's pretty cute because everyone agrees with them and everything. And then, now, Kaijin asked how they would interact with humans. And from this part on, I'm going to talk about the light novel part because it's more detailed and clear, in my honest opinion. And to give an example, basically, Rimuru starts by saying that in his old world, there's beliefs on what humans are, like how they came to be, and like, well, how they came to act the way they did. And there's like two beliefs. One of them is that humans are inherently good by nature, and they learn to perform evil deeds as they grow older. Another one is that humans are selfish and evil by default, and over time they learn how to they learn how to do good deeds and everything. Basically, people can be good or bad, and humans tend to pick the easier option when they have a chance. So when the option leads to evil, they become bad, just like farmers did when they abandoned all negotiations and threw their weight around, saying, "Oh, we're so strong. If we don't need to negotiate. We're just conquer the monster kingdom ourselves." And however, Rimuru also points out that it will be a mistake to judge all mankind as evil. That it takes humans to do something as contradictory as working hard to choose to make things easier for themselves. And that Rimuru used to be like that. Like working in general, working a 9 to 5 every day. You're working hard because you want to get more money and live easier because of that and the free time you have left. And that's the example Rimuru is trying to give out and everything. And that Rimuru thinks that as long as you don't mess up when you're aiming your efforts, you can make a better existence for yourselves and people around you. He talks about how the environment affects how people grow, if they become good or bad. The environment of farmers made not everyone, but like the king, the selfish king, his retainers, they grew evil. They try to conquer and kill everyone in the settlement for no reason other than just greed. However, I'm gonna give an example of myself. The environment that he's teaching the kids in, like back in Ingratia, he's giving them a positive learning environment. They're all becoming, in a sense, good kids. They're all asking questions, especially from the beginning where they were just wild cards. Now, after giving them that good environment to grow, they're becoming good people. They're asking questions. They're going to class. They don't have to be chased around. They're doing everything because they want to do it because it's a good environment. Everyone makes that example because, like, as long as you learn how to better yourself, they'll get better along the way. You don't have to. You can be in a bad environment, but if you want to, like, if you learn to do something good, if you learn to make your environment around you better, then you can be a good person too. And it's really cute and everything. And that this is basically he wants to make his kingdom an environment where humans can learn to stand side by side with monsters, where they can learn to trade with monsters, hug them, like make parties with them. Like he wants to make where they can all learn to live equally and happy. And that's the potential he believes in. However, it's also hope for the future, because if they trust humans unconditionally and run into this situation again where they go to his kingdom, kill people and everything just to be like, oh, we want to take over your riches and everything, then what's the point? What's the point of trying to do this again if we're going to trust them unconditionally for all this to happen and everything? And Rimuru states that now, because of this, it's too early to shake hands with humans. It's way too early. They have to now put a show of force and make humans realize by force that they're not to be messed with. That if you want to negotiate with them, it would have to be through words or economics. Because military-wise, Rimuru and his whole entire country, they're going to show them that military will not work out for them. Rimuru is... Picture this, like, the farmers people are assuming that Rimuru's kingdom is full of, like, let's say, C rank monsters. B rank at most. Let me tell you something. Gabiru's Dragonute Gang and him, just them, are B rank plus. And they're not as strong as Benimaru, Soe. Let's see, they're not strong as those two. Neither is Gabriel as strong as like Hakuro. Gulp, that's Goblin Riders are just, I think they're B rank plus as well. And we're not talking about Gelt, who's a leader of all the orcs. So, yeah, they're devastating, like underestimating Rimuru's country by a lot. And Rimuru also states, just like in the anime, that his ruling as a demon lord will make everyone realize that trying to, like I said before, trying to coerce them with military might, it won't accomplish anything. And that Rimuru becoming a demon lord will also keep the other ones in check, serving as a shield for the other nations. And if they can think it'll be better to side with Rimuru, that they will side with Rimuru. So becoming a demon lord will make people think like, you know what? I'm not going to go against him. I don't really care. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to side with him because it's safer. That's what Rimuru wants to happen. Because, like we learned throughout the entire show, demon lords are feared. No one wants to fight a demon lord. No matter how strong you think you are, no one wants to fight them. So everyone's like, okay, you know what? We'll take their side. And Rimuru also talks about how if the church brand him as evil, then they will be firm in fighting against that. Not just with force, but with words and economic policies. And that Rimuru wants to act as a mirror for these people. Those who bear their fangs against them will get punishment, while those who extend a helping hand will be amply rewarded for it. And over a long time, build friendly relationships with the nations that give him that like extended hand. Like, I'm gonna give an example. Dorgan being nice to Rimuru. Hey, we like you, so here's some brandy you asked for. Here's full potions. Here's all these technologies that we share within each other. Good. Another example. Farmers being, real crappy. We're gonna kill everyone there. Okay. Rimuru's now saying, we're gonna kill all 20,000 of your soldiers, which doesn't usually happen. You don't go to war expecting your entire force to die. Even if you expect to lose, you expect to at least retreat with a good amount, not just 0. But yeah. And Rimuru says it'll take time building friendships, and Geld points out that anyone would choose a coexistence over hostility. And that's the truth. No one wants to fight for no reason. Kaijin, of course, tearing up, says, that's awfully idealistic of you, Rimuru. And that's not the kind of thing a future demon lord will say, but hell, I still like it, because it's you through and through. Rimuru through and through and everything. And Yashuna backs Rimuru up, saying she believes that he can make all this happen. She believes that no matter what Rimuru says, it can happen. And like Rimuru stated in the first few episodes of the season, if he has a dream, if he has a goal to do something, he's going to do it. Because he wants to. He doesn't want to live in a world where he's like, damn, I wish I did that. I wish I did. He wants to live in a world where I'm going to do that. I wish I can do that, so I'm going to do the best I can to make sure it happens. And that's what, from what's seen so far, that's what Rimuru does. Every single time. And everyone's backing up Rimuru, saying what he wants to do and how they stay by his side. Benihar is like hoping that, hey, Rimuru, please don't fire me. In a sense, he's saying that, he's like, please make sure to have a job for me when you become a demon lord. Please and thank you. And I found the part on the line funnier because Yama's like, hey, Rimuru, you're such a slave driver. You want me and my gang to build a nation and everything. I can't believe you have it. Rimuru's like, oh, I'm glad you understand, Yam. And Yam's like, just shove it. And then, of course, he laughs about it after. And Rimuru thanks everyone, hopes they can keep indulging him, and that he's incredibly happy that this is his home, and that all these people are part of his family, and they're all the friends with him as well. He's happy, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't had this before in his last life, or not in this one till now. And then now, we get to the battle section. We get to the battle plans and everything. And according to Sully's information, the Farmus army will reach Tempest in about 3 days. And there are 10,000 knights from Farmus, 6,000 mercenaries, around 1,000 magic users, plus 3,000 Temple Knights of the Western Church, which makes it an allied force of 20,000. Rimuru says that this might be a lot, but they're weak. At that point, it's quantity over quality at this point. So they're like, Rimuru's like, I can handle it. Plus, there'll be nourishment for when he becomes a demon lord and everything. And because taking all those human souls will make him a demon lord. And at this point, everyone's saying, oh, Rimuru, we're going to deal with me. I want to go attack them. No, I want to go attack them. No, I want to go attack them. Rimuru's like, calm down, everybody. I'm going to wipe the army out by myself. However, I have a job for each and every one of you and everything. I need you guys to destroy the devices, and I already have a plan on how to do it. Basically, Rimuru has a plan to send Benimaru by himself to the east, Haguro, Geld, Rieger, and Gopta to the west, Gabriel and his men to the south, Soe and Saga to the north. Rimuru explains that the enemy has teleportation circles in place, this from the light novel, and that if they get reinforcements, to call over Ranga and to beat as many as you can and escape if they're too much. He points out to Soe because, as we see, Soe is reckless. He'll keep diving in no matter what. He'll just keep being like, all right, round 2, round 3, round 4. Rimuru like, Soe, you especially need to call Ranga in case that happens. So I was like, yes, sir. And then, like I said, we learned that Gabi and his men are good B+ rank, and which is gonna be a surprise for a Farmer's Army who only expects C ranks and below. So I'm so excited for this to happen next episode. I am so excited. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. And Rimuru says there's no reason for anyone to hold back, and if it's and like I said before, if it's too dangerous to head on back there because he does not want anyone else to die. But he says there's no way they're gonna lose. They're all gonna win, especially since now there's 1, no weakening barrier. 2, not holding back anymore because they're humans. So now they're gonna go all out from the get-go, and just to say it, they're all gonna be unalived. That's for sure. And Rimuru points out, like in the light novel and in the anime, that he's worried about the Western Front, since that's most likely where the other world's gonna be, because that's the road that goes to Belmond. And speaking of Belmond, since they didn't cover it, I'm gonna just give a little short nod to it. When Rimuru asked Mjolnir, the human guy, merchant guy, to leave to prepare for getting Belmond yet, I don't know if he's done it yet, because they're gonna cover it, because in the light novel at this point, in order to bypass the human, like the otherworlders and like knights trying to like kill all the humans, make it blame it on the kingdom, Rimuru made a gigantic dimensional portal. Different from teleportation, because teleportation will, in a sense, kill them because it's too much magicules for humans to take in. He made a dimensional portal that it filters out the magicules, to be simple. And all the humans there, all the Belmond citizens that live in Tempest, Rimuru made that giant portal. Tell them, okay, this is gonna be on the outskirts of Belmond. Like, I'm gonna give it a reference to locations like the field is where the dragon was in the last season when he was at that picnic with the kids, around that area. And this is where you are gonna go. So they all go in. Mjolnir tells me, I'm gonna go get some help and be back. He's like, thank you, Mjolnir. They all go in and they disappear. So back to this part. Those knights are waiting for all those people that were teleported away, basically. And Rimuru was scared because Rieger got Gopta and Haku were injured than before. However, this time, like we hear, Haku says, it's not gonna be a problem. Last time I had my guard down, and that was my downfall. This time, I'm not weakened, I have my guard up, and I'm gonna beat the crap out of all of them. Ryu, Gopta, and Geld all agree, because they're like, yeah, we're definitely gonna beat the crap out of all of them and everything. And that they're gonna win. Rimuru's like, okay, you guys got this then. Rimuru, they all go out and everything. Rimuru then tells Shuna, like, hey Shuna, I need you to make another barrier to replace the one that's disappearing, because he doesn't want to risk the souls disappearing, like evaporating everything. And to give more info on that, why they will disappear, basically, right now, the area inside the barrier is all compressed. And being compressed, it's full of energy. Souls are just a bundle of energy that are just floating around everywhere. If the barrier wasn't in place, the soul would like float out and just dissipate. All the energy would go everywhere around, filling the world with back magicals. However, the barrier is like it's like in a sense of, I'm gonna give like, it's gonna be a bad example, but it's like a water balloon. It's all filled up with a bunch of water, which is the magicules, which is keeping everything inside. So the souls are being kept inside this barrier because of all the magic that's compressing them together. The moment the barrier, let's say something that happens, the barrier fails, and the magic gets released, the souls might get released in that. It's like if you poke a hole in the water balloon. The moment you poke the hole, the water just starts leaking out. Rimuru is scared that the moment they take down the barrier, the souls will leak out, dissipate, making sure, like sadly, making sure that the people won't get revived. However, by making another barrier, the moment that one disappears, basically, instead, the moment the hole gets poked for removing the barrier, another balloon's gonna be wrapped around it, keeping everything inside still. So that's basically what Rimuru is telling Shuna to do. That's what he's telling her to make another barrier. Instead of having just the 2 barriers that they had before, another barrier is gonna make sure that everything stays still and they can still revive Shion and everyone. He also asks Mulan, I need you to help. And Rimuru's like, I'll help. I got you, Rimuru. I got you. I serve you forever, especially since you now freed her from Clayman. She's forever. She's like for life, and a lifetime death for him and everything. And another explanation of when we saw the scene of like Ella and everybody walking through the barrier is because humans, elves, and those type people, they have a low magic heal count, which makes it so that they can go through a barrier without any resistance. Monsters, however, have a high magic heal count. That's what prevents them from leaving the barrier, or like when Zoe's incident, where he got extremely injured, where he was bloody all over and everything. So after that, we get Shunon agreeing and everything, and she says she's gonna put everything, she's gonna put her onto this to make sure, even if it's like a 0.0005% chance that it increases to revive them, she's gonna make sure that 0.5005% happens, and that Yama's getting back there, the Cabal trio and everything. They're all saying like, you know what, Rimuru, you guys do that. We're gonna guard them to make sure nothing happens and everything. Rimuru's like, thank you guys. And Rigurd, I need you to take command while we're leaving. Rigurd's like, yes, we're gonna do it. And this part's funny because it talks about how like the Kingdom of Farmus expects everything to happen in 3 days. However, it's all gonna happen right now. The moment this meeting ends, the operation starts, and it's off in the races. Everyone's gonna do their thing, and knowing how like fired up they are and everything, they're gonna win for sure. Rimuru also talks about how like having friends, allies, families is nice to have, and that it's really good to have these people close to him. Rimuru also puts 2 and 2 together, how like this is probably what Clayman wanted. Clayman probably wanted a huge war to happen between the Tempest Kingdom and the Farmus so that he can harvest those souls and become a true demon lord himself. And that points out that, wow, if that's the true case, that means that Clayman isn't a true demon lord. He's just another small fry. And since he's a small fry, and this is all probably his fault, Clayman is now an enemy and the next person to be his target. And then that scene ends. And we get there's all the rest of it just anime only part, but I just thought it was so cute. We get Gabiru with his man legs. Gabiru-sama, my man, oh my god, you bastard, you guys are still alive and good. Of course we are, Gabiru. I'm so glad we meet each other. Yeah, they're all hugging and crying and everything. And like and they're all doing it. And you see Sokka. Remember guys, Sokka is Gabiru's sister. Even though she looks like a human, it's just a weird evolution thing. You know, she's like, really guys? Really? You guys are like this? Whatever. Alright. Operation commence. And they all disappear. Like, poof. And Gabiru's like, alright men, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take revenge for our comrades here. We're gonna destroy the Farmus Kingdom people. We're gonna do it because Rimuru asked us to. You guys here with me? Yeah! And then they all go off and do it. We see next Benimaru walking up to everyone in the camp like a boss. Like he's just, alright, time to do another chore. And he's just gonna beat the crap out of all of them. We get the crappy other world. It's just chilling. Kiara's sleeping. Shogo's being Shogo. Toya's being Toya. Like, assholes. And then we get a nice scene of Gopta, Rieger, Geld, and Hakuro just coming over. Getting ready to just absolutely whoop the crap out of them. Mulan and Shuna are making the barrier with Yam, Grucius, the Cabal trio guarding them to make sure nothing bad happens and everything. And then we ended off with Rimuru flying up over the main forces saying, yeah, you guys deserve no forgiveness from me, and you're all gonna be my food. Puts on the mask, and the episode ends. I am so annoyed it ended here. Even though I understand why, because the next part is gonna be Chef's Kiss. I'm still annoyed it ended. I still really am and everything. But yeah, other than that, I enjoyed it. Good adaptation so far. Got the main points in, And I can't wait for next week. I am so excited for next week. Like, I'm just so excited. I really, really am and everything. I can't wait to see how it all goes down. You don't know how it's going to go down. I can't wait to see it animated and everything. But yeah, this has been Zero Senpai. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to watch more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be sure to upload as much as I can. I've been busy with work lately. Sadly, that made my upload schedule a little wonky. But I got my days off in like 2 days, so hopefully I can upload more by then. And if you want to say anything, just comment down below. I'm sure to respond as fast as I can. And if you want to interact with me more, I have my Twitter link down below, my Twitch, which I'm just getting started, not yet and everything, but I'll try to get set up soon. And yeah, other than that, this has been Zero Senpai. Have a good one.